Our next speaker, we have Mr. Pradip Mashru, DevOps Business Lead for Asia Pacific from HCL Software. Based in Melbourne, Pradip manages HCL Software DevOps business for Asia Pacific region. He firmly believes that the way companies adapt to DevOps day-to challenges and execute their plans makes them either disruptors or the disrupted in this hyper-competitive era. His topic for today is who benefits from value stream management.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this short session on value stream management. My name is Pradip. I manage HCL Software Business, part of the overall DevOps team in HCL. The question we are trying to uncover today is who actually benefits from value stream management? Who is it for? And it's an age-old question. Value stream management is a pretty new concept overall in DevOps. Quite a few organizations which are much advanced into the scheme of things, specifically in DevOps. They know quite a bit about value stream management. They have implemented that. They are getting benefits out of it. And we attend to these questions almost every day, that who gets the most benefit out of value stream management. Especially in this COVID-infected economy, when our customers from all ranks are focused on value realization from technology, the biggest gap, the business leaders, they always try to get the most out of technology, and technology leaders, they don't know what's going on in business. They're not part of the overall strategy. So that gap is there. It is bridging as much as possible from last 5, 6 years, 7 years. But the value realization from the money spent on technology is still on top of the mind for CIOs, CFOs, and CEOs. Before we go into that question that who the value stream management is for, let's spend a couple of minutes on what is value stream management, what it actually is. What does it do? The concept of value stream management is not new. It's been around since the lean manufacturing days. We are talking about late 20th century or very early 21st century, when China, the manufacturing boom started all over the globe. The lean manufacturing concept came around, and technologists, the IT specialists, they have converted the benefits out of lean manufacturing and converted it and transferred it to the technology. What we call today is value stream management. Now, the overall concept has been inching into the software delivery for quite some time now. The overall concept has evolved over time. Through the years, we have seen different maturity curve in value stream management. The concept is, has evolved. What we used to call it 10 years ago, the platforms and technology today is much more sophisticated. Gone are those days when the organization used to focus on DevOps day one challenges, like fundamentals of CI/CD and test automation. The gap between, as I said, business teams and development teams is no longer which it used to be 10 years ago. And benefit of, or rather the main reason of bridging of this gap is sophisticated DevOps and sophisticated agile practices, which has also evolved over the time. Now, the day two challenge is how do I see everything which is going on? And that is the question which business leader would ask. So is the technology leader. How do I prioritize my software delivery project and remove bottlenecks to enable faster time to market? So those are the few things which we are going to develop on today. Now, thank you for this time. But the two main questions which we are going to address today, and few use cases during the time, is one, what is value stream management? And second, who gets the best value out of value stream management? But first thing first. Now, value stream management answers the question, how do you do DevOps better? If the question is, how do you do DevOps? That's an age-old question. But now the question is, how do we do it better? VSM tools connect the data that lives in all your disjointed tools across the DevOps pipeline. So you can optimize all the way across the tool chain instead of just in silos. With the right platform, value stream management is so much more than aggregating data into a dashboard. It provides great visibility. It removes all the bottleneck. It's much more than the dashboard. It will be a massive mistake, if we just consider value stream management as a dashboarding tool. Value stream management supports overall communication, decision making, resource allocation, cultural shifts across all functions and job levels. So that is, basic 101 on value stream management for the folks who are not very familiar with it. But the question, which is, how do you do DevOps better? And we are going to uncover that in the next few slides. I'm going to take you through exactly how value stream management impacts different levels, like individual contributors, managers, executives, and that too in development, quality, business roles. It is for everyone, but I'm going to take you through how. Time is only 20-25 minutes today. It's very short, but we are going to go through the value, how value stream management solves specific pain points for different roles. For example, a development manager might have big trouble strategically allocating resources and distributing work, because these decisions are often made on gut feeling and guesswork. With value stream management, these development managers can see who, what, when, where, all the development activity of the teams, so they can make informed decisions and focus on the right work with the right priorities. Well, as I said earlier, it is about how do we make DevOps better, not just how do we do DevOps, how do we do it better. But coming back to the question that what is actually for, let's talk about a few things which I mentioned earlier. It is for the different silos. It is for the developers, quality assurance managers, and so is the executives in different ranks, whether we are talking about quality, development team, or the business roles. Few cases. Let's take about a couple of examples here. And the first and foremost is the development. He is an individual contributor, the one who creates the code, generates the code, and works on it. Let's give him a name of Hayden, and Hayden is a developer. Now, the different job title which I've explained here, value stream management relates to each of them, like software development architects, application developers. But for our example, for our use case, let's talk about Hayden as a developer. Now, he works best when he can focus on coding without interruptions. We all know that developers and architects, they need dedicated time to think about their patterns, to think about what happens, the permutations and combinations. So they need time without any interruption. But he spends a lot of time answering emails about work items, specifically on the updates, or he's spending time gathering data to report to his managers. And this is very common, right? So we see managers and executives wanting to check the updates and progress on the critical customers or a critical situation. They always go back and talk to developers and ask for that update. It is just a quick update for them, but to provide that update, they have to go through quite a lot of work. So they break the pattern and we lose quite a lot of cycle time. Now, value stream management tool, Hayden's managers would be able to see the status of his work without having to bother him and without Hayden having to interrupt any data. So he gets the interrupted time which he is looking for and which he definitely and absolutely deserves. Few benefits, but more than benefits, few key pain points which this particular job role faces and value stream management helps is on the communicating up the chain, which can be very difficult. By making all the data and goals from across the DevOps pipeline and making them big and visible, value stream management bridges that gap between development and the C-suite. When everyone across the organization has access to the same information and understands the why behind the work initiatives, culture becomes more purpose-driven and priorities become easier to align. That is one massive advantage which value stream management brings on the table. We also see quite a few requests for some resources, which are coming through. But those requests are quickly turned down till the time developers and development team do not have robust data to support the result. They have to forecast in future, and the finance team always look for solid, justifiable, tangible data before those requests are being even considered, not even approved, but even considered. With value stream management, developers are armed with the real-time data and the insight they needed to support requests for more time and resources, instead of just negotiating or using the guesswork, as we call it. So provide the visibility, the data which supports the results, justify both. It's a win-win. It's a win for developer because they would be able to get the resources, and win for finance and C-suite executives because they get what they want. They need the visibility, they need the future forecast, which BSM definitely provides it for. Quite a few stand-up meetings, and we see this every day, quite a few stand-up meetings and requests for status updates, which interrupt the engineering workflow. With value stream management, these work status are tracked and the stand-ups are automated. The number of meetings get reduced and the need for status check is eliminated. So developers can get back to focusing on the work in uninterrupted. I'm harping on this word uninterrupted because the moment we break the flow of the development team, the developers, it takes quite a bit of time for them to come back into the rhythm and get back into that productive cycle. So there is one example how VSM helps to the ground level developers. Let's go to the quality and security team, and let's go a level up. Let's talk about how does the managers of the quality assurance, QA, and security departments, what problems they face, and how does VSM help them. And we can extend this use case to product managers, to release managers, development managers. But I've used the quality assurance manager for the moment. Instead of quality assurance, let's talk about the security, which is a top challenge and very big initiative across the DevOps lifecycle. Another example, let's say Hank is a security director at a company, Tiger Corp. And he uses homegrown solutions to compile security reports and monitor the risk associated with it. The tool is buggy and doesn't integrate well with tools used to monitor the other teams. Different teams use different tools. And the Hank security tool does not integrate very well. And Hank has to devote some of his team members' cycles to maintain this tool. Value stream management will provide Hank, he can generate security and risk reports that seamlessly pull data from all the tools which other teams are using, which allows Hank to phase out the homegrown solution and devote more of his team's time on focusing on security incidents so that they can address the risk faster. A few common pain points which QA managers, release managers, and development managers faces is gathering on release readiness, gathering data on release readiness, whether it is manual process or automated. Most of the time it's manual process. So gathering of the data becomes a challenge quite a lot of time. Now, automating this data aggregation from each team and different tools, it provides fast and easy release and risk reporting that doesn't rely on individual inputs and arguments. The capabilities of the analyst to give them a more complete risk profile. The other thing which we see this teams and the rank phase is when multiple engineers come into master branch, the monitoring becomes very difficult. Managers can feel more secure in the release with full visibility into how many commits, defects, testing results are in each and every build. So monitoring doesn't become clocky, doesn't become a bottleneck there. We have seen a lot of homegrown governance and reporting tools that take time and take a lot of money to maintain. With value stream management, this particular job role specifically, they can reduce cost and remove the need for the homegrown solutions altogether. And stopgaps, the stopgap arrangements with automated governance and release gates and quality reports. So in earlier use case, we were talking about developer on the ground level. This use case, which is more related to security team or the QA team or the development team, and we are talking about one level up, which is more of a manager, and he gets great visibility, and with the visibility comes the overall benefit and efficiency which he can pop for the customer, for his manager and his team. Going one level up, let's talk about business executive. We mentioned earlier CTOs and CIOs and COOs. Let's take an example of John, who is a CTO. He usually only hear about the technical issues with the product once they have been released, and then he has to scramble to assign resources to fix them. So the C-suite, the executives always get the news last. Till the time it doesn't become absolutely imperative to inform them. Most of the time, the managers and mid-managers, they try to manage most of the problems themselves. But with value stream management, John, he would be automatically generate reports and insights as a single source of truth for pipeline information. This allows him to better analyze what is causing technical issues. So that it happens, he can align the necessary people, processes, tools, and further left in the overall software development pipeline. So he gets to know the information quickly, firsthand, instead of he juggling around on how to get the best data from. And when the information is trustworthy, it is coming from, the seriousness and the urgency is at the right time. For executives, the most common pain point which they face in the software development lifecycle, that it is very difficult to know where to add human and monetary resources. Value stream management helps remove this particular issue. Aggregated visual data, it helps to provide so what behind the resource decisions and fixes the breakdowns in the communication strategy. So it provides the momentum which executives require to make the decisions quickly. Now, this level, as I mentioned, is only made aware of problems once they become large and costly. When they have a view of the situation a bit early, they would be able to find out detailed reporting, which gives executives the opportunity to drill down on the individual team performance and spot deviations from the strategy before they become costly and I said very, very problematic. So the question that who does get the most value out of value stream management, I would say all three layers, whether it is ground level executives or mid managers or executives, the problems are different at each level, but more visibility, more information, data, and compiling all of those things together provides value to all three of these layers. So value stream management is for everyone. In HCL DevOps, we do quite a lot of DevOps tooling, and we take care of the entire infinity loop, whether it is from the development side or on the operation side. Our customers get value in the tools, which is required for everything. But at the heart of HCL DevOps overall platform is our value stream management tool, as we call it, Accelerate. Accelerate helps our customers provide with pipeline of pipelines view. It provides that visibility, which a lot of customers are lacking today. And it is DevOps day two situation. Gone are the days when we were talking about CI/CD automation or testing across the enterprise. Now is the time and age of going to DevOps day two, which is more about value stream management, and HCL Accelerate does that. Apart from that, as I mentioned, we have the complete DevOps suite, HCL Compass. It is a management and custom workflow automation tool. It is coming from quite a lot of other tools like IBM's previous tools. Version Vault is a very sophisticated version control tool, source code management tool. More importantly, the entire one test suite, which caters to performance testing, UI testing, data, service virtualization, everything. So it's an entire suite which takes care of all needs testing. Artist is a modeling and development environmental tool. But at the same time, HCL Launch, which is a deployment automation tool, it works across distributed systems, mainframe, AS400, you name the infrastructure. And when it comes to deployment automation, HCL Launch would be able to provide that. AppScan, a lot of our customers are using AppScan, which is part of the HCL DevOps portfolio. and it caters to the entire application security scanning thing. So as you can see on the screen, it is a complete end-to-end infinity loop. It's not only one tool on a particular phase like most of other organizations have. We have the entire platform. They all work together very well and create that magic for our customers. But they are individually standalone. So if somebody has a very sophisticated CI practice and looking for the deployment automation, there are things and tools which we can do to provide the best automation there. And they also integrate with the Jiras and GitHubs and Azure of the world. We don't have to at HCL. We don't ask our customer to rub off all the investment which they have made so far, but it's more about how do we integrate. So each of these tools integrate with the other DevOps tools in the market. Coming back to the value stream management and HCL Accelerate part of the thing, the agile teams would be able to visualize, as we discussed, what is going on. The transformation leaders require that insight, and value stream management provide that insight to them overall. DevOps team and software development team requires the pipeline view, and that is what HCL Accelerate would be able to help them with. And release managers require orchestration, and that is where HCL Accelerate provide the best value. So HCL Accelerate, a very sophisticated value stream management tool, and works at different layers, different levels. This is one view, a quick snapshot out of the overall value stream capturing process in HCL Accelerate. All the circles you see is every value stream. And you would be able to click on that circle and would be able to enlarge what process, what actual work is going on there. What is the bottleneck? How do we best remove it? So it provides a very comprehensive view at each and every value stream level. We would love to talk to you more about value stream management at large and Accelerate in detail at the right opportunity. When you have more time, when you have more bandwidth to cover this in detail, we would be very happy to come discuss that with you. My name is Pradip, HCL DevOps team, and happy to help you as and when it is required. Thank you.